the world is a stage, and I just put this together because this is what I think is it's like a slot machine, right? And we get these stories one after another, and how they connect by the language and the numbers. So to me, it's kind of like I don't like gamble. I don't play these machines. I don't go to casinos. But it kind of makes me think of this. You pull the lever. Is it going to match up? Right? But the world stage, I think when we get these characters, and it's not always celebrities, as you see in this story, you see the title, you see the thumbnail, right? But it's like you pull the handle and it connects with other things by the language and the numbers. All right. And that's why I use the Gematrinator calculator and I show you the language. I use the main things that they give us in the title, names, dates, these two WNBA teams involved. And when I enter all of those things in the Gematrinator calculator, and I don't even need the calculator because this is just the language, the alphabet. It's not hard to tell how many days after a certain event, before birthdays. So the calculator is just spitting out facts. It's just making it easier, right? But I just put this slide together to show you it's kind of like a slot machine, right? And it usually matches up with other stories that are trending when it hits like that. You may get the three hearts, you may get the three cherries, you may get the sevens, but it's going to be a match every time. So I thought I would just put that together for you briefly. So we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this article. Now this is right here. You see this is heavily trending, and these incidents have been going down lately. And again, I'm going to show you how this stuff all connects. 18-year-old arrested after allegedly throwing a sex toy into crowd at Phoenix Mercury game. You see, Caden Lopez told officers after his arrest it was just a stupid prank that was trending on social media, according to court documents. And I think they said this is like the fourth time or something like that this has happened in previous weeks. Okay. Um, so this guy was booked for disorderly conduct, assault, and public display of explicit sexual material after he allegedly threw a green sex toy towards seats in front of him at Phoenix, Arizona, or at Phoenix Arena, I guess is what it's called. And this is A to Z Arizona. This is going to go in the A to Z decodes category as I am out here in Arizona. So remember, this is the Phoenix Mercury of the WNBA, and their NBA team is the Suns. Now, this Mercury game was against the Connecticut Sun. So you get that connection there. The object hit a man and his 9-year-old niece, police said. The incident was caught on video. I couldn't really find the video easily, so I just left it alone. But it allegedly showed Lopez remove the object from his sweater, throw it, then leave the area. I don't think you're going to do this and then get all of this attention unless it's staged. That's just my opinion. Like, a lot of times you'll see like streakers run on the court or the football field or wherever, whatever event, even WWE, like, or professional wrestling, whatever organization you follow, they don't get airtime. You may see them briefly like beat the crap out of the person, but they cut away with the camera. They don't give the person airtime, right? So I think that this is staged, and I think they're trying to get attention for the WNBA. They're using Caitlin Clark. They're doing whatever possible to get people into the WNBA, right? They did it with Taylor Swift in the NFL as well by syncing her up with Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs. But that's what I think. That now this guy's all over the news. His name's out there. He was tackled by a witness who held him on the ground until police arrived. The man hit by the toy said he was watching the game with his niece when he felt something hit him in the back of the head and saw it land on the ground next to them. And they're not going to give us a lot of images here. I do have some blurred images in the article. But I hope we can see this video.
18-year-old Caden Lopez of Waddell attempted to throw a green sex toy onto the court, but it did not reach the court. Instead, it hit a 9-year-old girl and her uncle attending the game. Lopez told police he purchased the sex toy the night before after seeing other incidents on social media. Today, we heard from Braden Bell. He is the play-by-play voice of the Mercury, and he appeared today on Fox 10 Talks.
I don't know what's going on. It needs to stop. Yeah. First and foremost, I think that's.
It's really inappropriate.
It's extremely inappropriate. It's also, it's putting people in danger.
Yeah.
Whether we want to, discuss that or not. These are athletes who are running, they're cutting, they're jumping, exactly right. It's inappropriate
and very unhygienic.
Well, that's one of our topics today is hygiene. But Celeste, you and I both have been watching these stories over the last few days. Has the league had anything to say about it?
I haven't seen any official statements from the league yet.
Okay.
Obviously, it's been talked about a lot, especially on social media.
Yeah.
I do know that one of the fans, I'm not sure if it was the first or second instance, was arrested. So it's serious.
Yeah, people are getting arrested.
It shouldn't happen. I'm glad it hasn't happened here, and hopefully it doesn't happen.
It seems like people can do what they want, doesn't it? You have social media. Is this the other guy? Oh, there's another story there. But it seems like people do what they want. Okay, you got social media. You can just start up a Facebook account, and your algorithm automatically is going to feed you sexual stuff. You could just start up a YouTube channel, and you're going to get all this sexual content, right? Whether you search it or not, it just pops up and it tries to lure you in, right? You have a lot of females using social media, just posting butt pics, and that stuff just gets fed right into your algorithm. As I said, you don't have to necessarily search for it. It just pops up. And they want to talk about this has got to stop. This has got to stop, man. Look at the fake, disgusting world that we live in. Okay, so I believe this is all scripted here. I'm waiting until you see these connections, okay? So you see the guy's name is Caden Lopez. I've seen worse pranks. I'm not offended by it. What do you think about this? It's an 18-year-old. And this game, the Mercury against the Sun. The Sun, look at this. Sun equals 18 in the language. Okay? And an 18-year-old. Remember the Phoenix Suns in the NBA? And this is the Phoenix Mercury, WNBA in Phoenix, hosting the Connecticut Sun. You see the score there. Look at how Phoenix lands on 18 victories with this win against the Sun. And this is the game in question. You see the blurred image right there? Sex toy right in the title. Sex toy in the language 108 like 18. How about that? And Phoenix lands on 18 victories. Again, sun equals 18. This is the Valley of the Sun out here in the Phoenix area where I'm at. Valley of the Sun. And then sun equals 18. Think about sex toys. Even sex has 3 letters, S like sun, right? And I'm not doing this to be silly or to exploit this stuff. I'm simply doing an Arizona breakdown, and this is trending kind of like nationwide or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they said this is at least the 3rd or 4th time this has happened. Even that's Devin Booker right there. And look, Caden Lopez was booked. I mean, this stuff is just so fake, even though I inserted the Booker picture there. But think about like Triple X. Think about like the legal age limit at 18 as well. So you can see the script, right? You can see the script there. And remember, the first day of the 8th month was just, what, a week ago or around a week ago. So we've been seeing the 18 a lot. And it's not a coincidence they land on the 18 wins and sex toy equals 108 like 18. Even when you enter XXX in the calculator over here, and again, you could do this by hand if you wanted to. Look at that, you get 18. You see that? You get 18 right there in the reduction cipher because X would be 6. You see? X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, but it's straight up numerology, so you need single digits. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6, 6, 6. You see that? Added up, you get 18. And you see how that works, right? 72. Even like you see the 9 and the 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 7 plus 2 is 9. But you see that 18 right there. Isn't that interesting? I think it is interesting, okay? And this was a 16-point victory. 16-point victory. You know, I was like, damn, is it going to be 18? But no, we land on the 16-point victory. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Maybe there's something with that color green as well. I know by the language there's something with it, but maybe there's something more with the green. But we're not going too deep here, no pun intended. Wow, the Connecticut Sun are horrible. Look at their record. Damn, they're terrible. I thought they would be better. But look at this, man. You add up the total score of this game and it's 82 to 66. Add it up, you get 148. And this green sex object is thrown on the court on the day leaving 148 days in the year. That's August 5th, last Tuesday. Leaving 148 days, and then the total score is 148. I mean, I hate to throw Trump in this awkward, but Donald J. Trump in the language equals 148. So when I bring up these other connections, remember at the beginning with the slot machine, like you could probably take bits and pieces of all these connections, lump it together, and that could be our next story. Does that make sense? Like puzzle pieces? It's like symbolism. It's like bits and pieces of what's to come in the news. Do you understand? It's just like it's hard to make predictions in a fake world. And I never promote that. But these are facts right here. And the 18s just landed, and now the total score of 148 lands and this was on the day leaving 148. I'm not saying this in a sexual way or anything explicit. That's what it's called, an object used to provide or increase pleasure. A dildo, dildo. You see that? It syncs up with Phoenix, and this happened in Phoenix. Look at that. 91 and 26 in the language. They said it was a 9-year-old with her uncle. That's disgusting. This is the script they give us. 9, and then the uncle is 1. 91. I don't know if you noticed, but it was 9:11 on the clock during that newscast. I think it was AM 911 9 like 91, right? Notice the 26 there too for an upcoming slide. Okay. And I want you to see this. So Caden, and this is an 18-year-old, so there's a lot of symbolism going on here, and they're really cutting it close here by speaking of this 18-year-old, and then they put a sex toy story, right? That's cutting it real close because, you're an adult at 18. So what kind of symbolism are they giving us here? But they're blaming it on social media, and I blame it on social media too. Who's responsible for social media, right? I don't want to hear a celebrity, or I don't want to hear it's Diddy's fault. No. But look, social media. Look at that. The 18-year-old Caden Lopez blames throwing this green sex toy on the court during the Phoenix Mercury game. Tuesday, August 5th, he blames it on social media. Look at social media's got that 206 like 26. Remember, dildo and Phoenix 26. He has a preliminary hearing August 25th, 2 weeks, 6 days after the incident. 2-6. Social media 206 like 26. Phoenix DILDO both got the 26. We're coming up on the year 26. This isn't a coincidence. Remember, it's like a slot machine, and it syncs up with other matches. Letters have numerical values. That's how we get our story. Do you understand? Social media 46. Phoenix 46. Caden Lopez 46. Look it. Okay? You even get Caden 17. Social media 71. Dildo and Caden 28. I don't want to say it too many times. The D word. 44. Like Caden Lopez. And you want to hear something else that's disgusting? Why are they connecting sex with a toy? Isn't that disgusting? Spelling. Spell casting. What's up with our language? Cursive. Curses. Am I the only one that thinks that? We know that toys are associated with children. Why would we call it a sex toy? That is completely disgusting. And if everybody's so worried about racism, have we gotten rid of master bedroom, master lock, master's degree, the golf masters tournament? Can we eliminate some of this stuff from the language that we speak if it's such a problem? But sex and toy is disgusting. How they put that out there into the universe. I'm just reporting it. Okay? And look at those connections. Phoenix, Caden Lopez, Caden, the D word. Social media. You get his preliminary hearing date. You get the date of the incident with the 26. 206, 26, 26. 91, 91, 9/11 at the time of that newscast. Everything's ran by the language and the numbers. Look at the score after the first period. And period, that's kind of disgusting too, isn't it? Look at the score. 26-6. Mercury over the Sun after one period. You see that? 26-6 is like 26. There's going to be a lot of stuff here. I could probably be here for an hour. But I'm just trying to give you... Even look at the fourth quarter. They both scored 18. Remember, this is an 18-year-old. XXX equals 18. The opponent, Sun, equals 18. SUN. Don't forget the Phoenix Suns connection. The Mercury land on 18 victories. You see that? And I always see this number 18 with Arizona decodes. Remember, this is A to Z decodes. You can go check the playlist as I dropped that channel and I went ahead and just started putting it over here, okay? So it's not just a simple prank story. It's by the language and it's a script. Green sex toy. He allegedly threw a green sex toy. Is it a script? 58 in the language. And this happened on the 5th day of the 8th month. 58. They want you to know that these could be serious charges. Well, what about what's really going on in the world? You know, we don't need like TikTok videos poking fun at incidents like this. You know, like, oh my God, you know, this is a big deal. Oh, blame Diddy, blame Beyonce, blame the puppets on the world stage. No, we don't want symbolism telling us what's going on with these disgusting people behind the scenes controlling social media, controlling the internet. You know, they got us trapped in this fake world. We want this stuff to stop. We don't need fake stories by the numbers to put partial truths out there to what's really going on. You know, we're not concerned with Diddy. You even get 58 numerology on his preliminary hearing and also the incident which was on the 5th day of the 8th month to go with green sex toy 58. Maybe there's something going on with green as well that may be trending. You know, like, ha ha ha, you know, the players, oh, it's so cute, right? Oh, it's not too censored there. Notice how it says the 4th time such a stupid prank has unfolded in the WNBA in the past 2 weeks. 4th time past 2 weeks. 42. Arizona equals 42. Arizona equals 42. There's a lot of Jordan numbers here. I told you it's like a slot machine. Don't be surprised if you get Michael Jordan news. This happened on the 217th day of the year. His birthday is February 17, which is 217. Look at how the preliminary hearing for the 18-year-old here. It's August 25th. That's the 237th day of the year. Michael Jordan's dad died on the 23rd day of the 7th month, 237. And that was right after his 3rd championship over the Phoenix Suns. Do you get it? And this is the Mercury hosting the Connecticut Sun in the WNBA. You see that? And remember, Donald J. Trump equals 148. This happens on the day leaving 148. Look at the 2 weeks, 6 days preliminary hearing for this 18-year-old Caden Lopez after the incident. 2 weeks and 6 days later, the preliminary hearing, I think is what they called it. Jordan equals 26 and 62 in the language. Okay? You also get 42 date numerology on that preliminary hearing. Remember, Arizona 42. Fourth time an incident like this has happened in the past 2 weeks. Come on, right? So what I mean is, even 8 plus 5 is 13. Michael Jordan equals 113. Bulls and Michael equals 33 in the language. Look at the bottom there. M's the 13th letter of the alphabet. You feel me? So, will we get a recycled story with all of this? You know, don't be surprised if you get like a MJSA accusation. Do you see how that works? Because we get all of these numbers that connect to all these other stories. Recycle them, repackage them. You may find yourself with a new story. Something's bound to happen with Trump or MJ. I mean, I'm not making any predictions, but something's got to give here. You know, again, it's pull the lever. It's going to land. It's going to connect. But who's it going to connect with? So who will be in the next trending story? But we know it's going to be by the language. We know it's going to be by the numbers. Letters have numerical values. So let's play this other video. Let me refresh this because sometimes I don't get volume. I don't know why, but maybe that'll help. Let's play. I think it's just a repeat of earlier.
18-year-old Caden Lopez of Waddell attempted to throw a green sex toy onto the court, but it did not reach the court. Instead, it hit a 9-year-old girl and her uncle attending the game. Lopez told police he purchased the sex toy the night before after seeing other incidents on social media. Today, we heard from Braden Bell. He is the play-by-play voice of the Mercury, and he appeared today on Fox 10 Talks.
I don't know what's going on. It needs to stop. Yeah. First and foremost, I think
social media needs to stop. The internet needs to stop. I would gladly walk away from this and I would be a much happier person, right? Okay, and they just kind of go over. So it looks like you had green sex toys in a few different games. There's green. Green's got the 23 and 31 like Donald. Just saying. But yeah, there's some heavy symbolism going on here. You know, they want to talk about this like it's a big deal. Don't forget, I'm recording this right now and it's 8/8. You know, which heavily connects to Donald Trump. Remember, Michael Jordan said Republicans buy shoes too. And this happened in a game with the Fever with Sophie Cunningham landing near the feet of Fever guard Sophie Cunningham. Remember, she was a member of the Mercury before too. Okay. So let me know what you think. I mean, whoever you are out there, it's a script, man. This guy is barely 18. So there's heavy symbolism going on here. We associate toys with children, and they want us to use their spelling and their spell casting and their magic. They want us to refer to these as sex toys. It's disgusting, man. So have you heard anybody else bring that to light, or is it just me? This stuff, it's right, no pun intended, right in front of our face with the language here. Always see these 18s with Arizona stories. 18, 27, 36, 63, 45. There's always going to be more, okay? But that's my breakdown. Again, this is the world stage. Okay, 18-year-old arrested after allegedly, and they say allegedly. Oh, it looks like I have a couple letters in the title out of the picture there, but throwing sex toy into crowd, and of course they give us the 18-year-old pushing that boundary. You know, sex toy, it's disgusting. But it's on a much deeper level, and they want to use these stories to let us know what's really going on in the world. You know, who's controlling the world? That's what I want to know. Until next time.